wasn't a gift. That was a problem. So I left.
All right. Let's put on some makeup.
But at least with the odds, you know, show them respect. I am now, thanks. Are you okay?
No, that's not what I'm looking for. I need to pull my hair out of my face. All right.
He's Rufy. You're Rufy. What's Rufy? I think it's you. Two days until we reach Los Angeles.
There you go.
Plenty of time to find the line to the underworld. Can I ask a dumb question?
I mean, sir.
It's like you need me to make fun of you.
Hi, guys. Oh, let me do my advertisements.
I'm guessing now you're in Los Angeles. So how will we have any idea where we're going? No idea. But that's like step 37. We're still on step 4. Cross that bridge when we get there. Follow-up stage.
All right.
And you shall fail to save a
There
match.
we go.
Back in Jersey, I told you the Oracle said this quest would fail. And no one's mentioned it since.
Rare images that'll make you say, damn, that's...
Serious.
All right. I gotta go online. Your channel. Hi. I'm just okay. Share.
No one even knows they're there. You should have friends of them everywhere.
All right. Hi. He's like, how are you?
Ever since we were trying to protect the underworld, humans have been trying really hard to do away.
Get your turn.
The bravest saviors
Come on.
always here to
There
become
we go.
soldiers,
All right.
trying to find pain
And I am.
and have him return.
All right.
Will be found
Oh,
justice. Brendan,
you expect me to?
this is Fisher. The Oracle didn't say the quest would fail. Failed to save what matters most. That can mean a lot of things. That's how prophecies work. That's how fate works. It can mean a lot of things. The harder you work to understand, the harder it gets to understand. Sometimes you just gotta let it come to you in turn.
And there we go. And then this and this. I never use these, so I'm kind of curious how it's going to, work. These little sponges. Now they're great for cleaning. Like when you clean them up. So we'll see how it works. I'm going to shake this up.
You think we did this? Did you? I mean, how and why, sir? When we left to get breakfast, everything was intact. We don't know how this happened.
You got a witness here says she heard the window smash and heard children's voices.
Oh, come on.
You tell me what time you left the cabin.
Are we under arrest?
I don't think you want to take that tone with me, little girl.
Are we under arrest?
So anyway, a lot of people tend to lie to themselves, and that's including myself. I tend to lie to myself. It's easier to lie to yourself than to tell you the truth because it's more hurtful and you got to deal with the truth, right? So when I was overweight, I think what helped me, I guess, get through it was pretending I was skinny. It was hard because I'm going to be honest with you. I never had a weight problem until after I gave birth to my daughter. And then it's like I couldn't lose the weight. And it's just crazy, you know? I was like, damn, I can't even lose it, you know? So,
Excuse me. Would you mind giving us a little space? I think you're being nervous. I want you to know, I don't actually think that you made that mess back there. I just wanted a moment alone with you.
okay. And there we go. And I'll put it back in here. Okay. And let's see. Oh, let's put some lipstick on now.
Smashed out the windows from inside our cabin. Someone smashed them in from the outside.
And let's get
Yes, sweetheart. I know. You're impatient. We're almost there.
This isn't your fault. But sadly, you're going to have to bear the burden of your parents' mistakes today.
Listen, lady, I don't know who you are, but I think I know what you want. We run around with you monsters like you, present them all package.
Monsters like me. Well, of course they were like me. They were my children.
Children. Listen,
oh,
mother of monsters.
mother of monsters. That must have been my mom.
Odd word, considering my grandmother is your great grandmother, and this has always been a family story. But to my eye, the demigod is a more dangerous creature. Disruptive, violent. If I exist for anything,
Here we
it's
go.
to stand
Hmm.
up for monsters like you. I know I'm here. She's just
Oh, shoot. I don't have my blush.
It's also natural. It's also essential to the heart. Your fear, your doubt, your confusion. And
Alright.
the edges to understand
Okay. Well,
what's happening.
that's it.
So that she could track the scent. So she could learn and grow, because that's what a good mother does for her
There
children.
we go.
Not that you would know.
All right. So anyway, we all lie to ourselves and we think things are all right when they're not. And we talk to somebody for a week instead of 4 weeks. That's my rule, because it seems like, you know, as time goes on, people really show who they are. You know, and I'm like, ooh, you know, it's a good looking dude. Oh, yeah. And usually I end up getting myself in a whole heap of more trouble. So here, let's enjoy some weed. Wow, this is really nice. Oh, look at that. I love it. And then you can like set it up, you know. It's so cute. It's like, oh. So anyway, I've been cleaning, and that's why this stuff's on in bed. When I'm done here, I will start again, and I will be putting stuff away. And by tomorrow, I should be near to finished in at least the room to make it look like a human being lives here instead of an animal. Yeah, that's how I feel. That I'm just barely coexisting, and it's just not a way to go. I didn't grow up this way. I grew up in a really nice house. And not this way. So I'm taking care of it. I already cleaned my bathroom. I do it once a week, wash everything up, and then, you know, that's how I do it. You know, I take care of stuff. So anyway, yeah. Yeah. So I got my wintertime makeup on. I have summertime makeup. My summertime makeup is different than my wintertime. Yeah, my summertime's a little different.
We aren't going to be able to outrun them for very long.
We don't need to. We just need a safe place to hold up.
Someplace safe. Any ideas where we might find one of those?
I do. A sanctuary dedicated to Anita. I wanted her Debbie that I told you a long time ago.
There's an Athenian temple in somewhere in the middle of downtown St. Louis.
Yes. Except this is not all that you do.
So yeah, I've been going through a lot of stuff.
630 feet wide, 630 feet tall, both to within an inch. It's got no internal support. Each side is balanced perfectly against the other. The arch is held up by symmetry. It's held up by math. And it's earthly. So Poseidon can't ruin it.
Nice.
Excuse me. This is how you show Athena your love. A monument to the power of perfection.
It's a monument to some other stuff too.
You're talking about what some humans want this place to be about. I'm talking about what it actually is.
Whatever. We're safe here, right?
No monsters can enter.
Oh gosh, my boobs are itching. Ooh,
Great. Well, since our train
I'm
exploded,
putting some keef in here. So anyway, I went out a while back before I started seeing
just because we're brave doesn't mean we need to be helpless.
Brandon. And
People mess with animals.
Yeah. I know. I should have snapped them.
And I went down there and I'm thinking, okay, he's in, you know, convenient apartments. He's starting again. Let me tell you guys, if you are starting again, don't be afraid to reach out. If you have a car and a job, don't be afraid to date. But Jesus Christ, if you don't got a car, money,
I guess you're right.
and you have, apparently he forgot to mention the fact that he had jewelry that was given to him by the police. Yeah. And I'm like thinking, yeah, this guy's really, I don't know, you know what? I kind of like selling weed. Oh, I'm done. I was done. I was really done then. And I said, well, you got different career choices than what I want to go with.
Last Saturday.
So yeah, this is my summertime makeup. It's got more of the summer shades and stuff. So I don't really have it open. It's you could tell it's darker. It's a darker. So I got summertime and winter. It's called Woke Up Like This. So it's pretty good color. So,
My father. I don't want anything from him.
so here it is. It's wintertime and the snow is going to be a lot. And here I am. I'm lying to myself. Oh, it's okay. Just like how I lied to myself how I didn't get my room. You know how I haven't been in the past doing my room. I lied to myself. We all do. You know, you're with somebody and they're an asshole, you know, and you don't know how to, yeah. Let me tell you this. I have gotten so good at ending a date. I'm so proud of myself. I can end a date within, I usually, let me be on, let me just say, you know, here it is. Men think, oh, yeah, look at that. You know, I think I'll go see her. So the guy goes and sees me over in Gold Town. We go to the casino. I made him there. And the guy's morbidly obese. All right. And he's already drunk. Yeah, that's not going to be happening. I already knew it. And now on, I'm just going to end the date right there. Look, dude, you're so drunk you can barely walk. But I didn't know how drunk he was until after about a half an hour. And I said, you know, I really don't want to waste your time no more. And he got mad because of the fact that I only wanted tea. And that's because they refill it. I figure a couple refills and get my tea on and then leave. Yeah, that's how I figured it. Because god dang, this guy was drinking more than he was already drunk when I got there. I'm like, and it's not that kind of meeting. I had talked with him for a month and a half and he hardly talked with me. So now on, I started making new rules as I was dating and finding out bigger assholes. It's like this guy was like, yeah, you know, I got this problem with my dick. Oh shit. Oh no. Yeah, it's just dripping. You know what? And this is what I told you, need to see a doctor about your dripping dick. You need to you need to take care of shit, man, because you see, for me, that means, you know, it's like, oh, it's just gross. I couldn't think of even wanting to have sex with this guy. And he's telling me he already went to the horror houses and they seen his dick and they didn't want it. I'm like, dude, you know what? I'm going to take my smarty. I'm going to just leave this date. And I did. I shook his hand and left and walked to my car and drove home. That's the reason why I tell people when you go to meet somebody, yeah, that time I did pretty good. Drove home and I'm laughing because I thought, well, you know, it was something different from the monotony. You know what I mean? So here it is. It's I don't know what it is. It's just something else. When you go on a date, you know how your first date, you don't fart, you don't do nothing. Oh my gosh. I'm sitting there with my guy friend and I'm in bed and I'm like, I swear to God, I don't know where it came out. It was the biggest fart I've done in the longest time, including here alone. And I'm like, he goes, what was that? Damn, that was a big ass frog. And he's trying. I go, I don't know where that shit came from, but boy, that was big. What are you doing? Oh, you're humping one of my pillows now. You got a whole trove of them because I put them all in one place. My cat's like, woohoo, orgy, woo, boy. My cat having a good old time. Oh, let's throw the snake lady out. She needs to come out and play. I'm the snake lady, and I'm going to tell you all this. We all lie to ourselves. You know why we lie to ourselves? I'll tell you why we lie to ourselves. Because we want to believe that we are going to find someone, they're going to be good looking. They're not going to be stupid as fuck, and they're not going to screw the whole neighborhood. And tell everyone that you are just a wild thing, but they're the ones. Oh, Lord, let's all have a smoke. Ooh. I'm watching Percy and the Olympians. So we all talk about things. Just like when I went on that date, like I said, I went on that date and there was this guy. God dang. It's like if you're going to go on a date, guys, let me just be honest. I know you lie to yourself. You kind of smell your pits and they smell pretty good. I don't know if men's nose are different than women's noses because BO stinks. And if you drink and you drink too excessive and you don't use any water, then you're going to be sweating some stuff. Ah, dang, that's a big ass tiger. So anyway, it's like this. Don't lie to yourself and think someone's safe when you don't know and you've only talked to them 1 week. Have you talked to them a couple weeks? Have you, got, the whole vibe? No. And that's my rule.
Never had a chance. Only someone cared enough for you to provide you with one.
And I'm telling you this, you know what I mean is when you go out and dating and stuff and the guys lie or women lie, you get people lying all the time, So I went, I did the worst dating thing. I said, oh shit, I'm going to go on this dating thing and it's going to be good. So I go on there and I'm thinking, I put some of my best pictures and I got turned down by a guy in a wheelchair. And he wasn't a 10. God dang, you got to go further down the line like a 3. Like, I think he might have enough response to talk and do a full sentence. But I'm thinking, well, you know what? Let somebody else have that gem of a guy. I just thought, well, eHarmony, they should call it eCrapheads, because that's all I seen. A lot of people who were not ready to, be there.
He's always been here. It is so hard for him to stand back, to see you struggle. It is so hard for us all. But he's here. And he's so very proud.
So let me tell you this, when you go, it's just like when you skin that snake and you go and you get things ready, you fry everything up, you get your batter ready and you're ready to have your fried rattling snake. Well, Snake Lady will tell you this. This is the whole thing of that. When you have that snake a-rattling and it's getting in there and you're cooking it up, it's the same thing as dating. Things take time. So when they take time, they taste better. It's the same with a relationship. You can lie to yourself and say, well, it's a good look. You might end up having okay sex, but then it's like the dude might be crazy as old sin. And that's what I'm thinking. Ooh, Lord, I walked away. I said, dude, you got nice. He had a moment. He had a whole week to clean this place to make it smell decent. I'm not talking expensive fabuloso. It's $5 a big thing. You clean for months, It's fabuloso. That's what I clean with. Woo! Clean everything up, doing my whole room, working hard. And I tell you, it's like this. When you have that, it's like fabuloso. Oh, yeah. It's like, do you know what I mean? We all lie to ourselves. We're telling ourselves to just lie. When I used to be a big girl, I had 2 zip codes, one on each ass cheek, because good Lord, my ass was big. Everything was big. I was like the big and woo wee. So anyway,
My mom told me these stories all the time.
Percy, stand up. I mean it.
She said this is what the gods are like to each other. This is the kind of family they are.
yeah. I tell you, that's what it is. It's the truth. We lie to ourselves. We tell you everything's going to be okay when, oh shit. So I just thought to myself, well, Christmas is done. I went down over to Wally World. They took good care of me and went up to a lady and said, hey, I want to take this off my dress because it's the kind of ornament I don't want on my Christmas tree dress, the electronic tag, yeah, that got taken off. It's all off now. Woo, I could be all sheshy and jaxy in my dress. Woo, I loved it. It is comfy and soft. I was like, wow. Ooh, so nice. I'm gonna use it next year. I'm gonna add more ornaments and well, not a whole bunch. Good Lord, I want to put ones match the, So here is to everyone. I'm drinking coffee because I'm going to be working hard. Because good Lord, no man's going to want to date a woman that has a. I don't. Yeah, I could see if I was 21 and had my hot body. But you know what? I'm not 21. I got to have a nice, good looking, clean room, bathroom, office, the things that I can do. So, yeah, I married Hoarders R Us. He don't like his, stuff, yeah. Yeah, he just, yeah. He doesn't want to get rid of stuff or do anything like that. You're like, what the fuck? Make your life a lot easier. Just get it ready, go and gone. So I've had this really weird dreams lately. Oh, that's what we should be all talking about. I'm going to edit it.
Look, I'm sorry about shoving you in the stairwell. Even hearing myself say that sounds really bad. I knew you never agreed. There wasn't enough time.
I'll have dreams, and a lot of times I usually, like when I would talk with my grandma, my dreams, we'd be cooking outside in a nice oven and talking about stuff that mattered to us. When she told me I got to clean my room, she said, get off your ass. My grandma was like the
What, like now?
Polish version of the Asian woman. There's 2 things you didn't say to grandma. That you were bored, because she gave you a lot of work. She made sure you weren't bored. And you all knew that. And if you didn't, she said, you know what, you go pick out your stick. And don't pick out the big one thinking that the big one's not going to. No, trust me, you want to pick out a good whipping thing, because then you get like 3 good wigs and it's fast and done. But you get a big one, man, they last longer. The bigger they are, the longer. So I was being a big smart ass, and I got her a big log, and she was very funny. Go get a real one. My family, we really, we all have just, how it is. You go and you think that you're just being the bestest kid on the block. You're doing the bestest stuff. You're going to clean up your grandma shit and you make it worse, but your grandma, being the good Meemaw, she loves you, and she goes, you know what, my grandma used to give my brother his own dough because we'd all cook together. We make our cookies and we'd have our own little cutouts and our little rolling pins. My brother had his own cutouts and rolling pins. She always said, your brother's hand's so John dang dirty that it's making the dough gray. And he's just going to be playing with it because his hands were not clean. So we'll let him play with it when he go takes his nap and throw the dough away. She all did that. She let us all cook. We are all cookers. We all knew how to cook and be self-sufficient. Even we knew that the properties of the things that my grandma grew, the mint and other stuff that healed. I never had any teas. By the way, don't buy Bigelow. There are very few things we can buy that are actually good. Our FDA is a load of hogwash. The FDA should be called not federal. It should be called funny, because it's funny that people pay them off and they just let shit go through the FDA. Yeah.
See a string cut.
It means one of us is going to die.
We're all gonna die.
Soon.
I all don't know what to say about that. I'm just like amazed. Woo-wee. The FDA, man. The FDA needs to start wearing clown costumes because that's where they go. They all just dumb as anything. They put you all know the reason why the leftists want to go over to Europe. They want to go to Europe because they don't have high fructose corn syrup and they don't serve us. They don't serve us the same components that have in yoga mats. Oh yeah, the yoga mats. You all know what I'm talking about. We're all eating yoga mats. If you eat value bread or anything like that, you're eating a fucking yoga mat. It's a lot of yoga and a lot of eating a match. That's right. I'm just telling you that. You got it. Dave's bread, Dave's Killer bread, and the bread that keeps frozen, Ezekiel. 2 breads, I would say, are safe. The rest is pretty much, I'd be reading ingredients. I forget the ingredients for the thing for the yoga mat, but I'm sure I can find it. It is just a sin. It causes, you know what, the bread that has yoga mat material in, you know what it does? It causes breathing problems. Yeah, and then if other people see if they work somewhere and they think that they're getting breathing problems from something else, but it's the yoga mat that they're fucking eating. But we have the FDA, you know, which is, like I said, they all need to wear freaking clown costumes because they're letting us eat yoga mats. We all eat the value bread, yoga mat. They should just all put yoga mat, everything that if they're allowed to put yoga mats, they should tell us right away. They just have a picture of a big fucking yoga mat. Look at it's a yoga mat. Woo-wee. I believe this is America, but you all, even the cheapest bread in Smith's, same thing, yoga mat, bunch of yoga mats in there. You all, man, there's Dave's Killer bread, $7 to $8, but guess what? It's not a yoga mat. It's expensive. Ezekiel, expensive. But if you don't want to be eating motherfucking yoga mats, you gotta pay a mint. You know, I hate to say that, but if you're spending $2 on bread, you're eating yoga mat. It's sad. It really is. Ezekiel, I don't know if any other, but I'm sure that there are other ones they were talking about on Aldi. Oh, that was even scarier. I used to eat half that stuff and have problems. I thought I had problems with milk. No, it's because the milk, the cheap ass milk doesn't do well with me. I do fine at home when I drink my oat milk. So I'll be bringing oat milk to work and I'll be drinking that. At least I know it's pretty good, and you can make it at home too. They have that where you can make your own, specialized milk, like almond milk and oat milk, or whatever milk you want to make. So we all lie to ourselves, we're paying, and that ground up Parmesan cheese by Kraft, threw that shit out. It's not even cheese. I haven't used that in a long time. I use the real parm that comes in a block, and you have to do this. That's me. I cook my own food. I do all that. I try to stay healthy and I exercise, but now I'm tackling this room. I tackled it today. I'll tackle it after, and that's where it's going to go. I'm getting my shit together, and I'm not lying to myself no more. Cause good Lord, if I don't, my grandma going to be coming to me in my dreams, and she's going to. Oh, she's not nice when she's mad. She wants me to get my stuff together, so obviously it's a word of, all right, Grandma, I heard you. Don't worry, I'm working on it. Hey, at least I cleaned my bathroom. I'm doing my laundry. I just got to put my laundry away, get things going. I'm just excited that I can get my stuff done and get all ready. I'm excited about, I don't know what, but I just feel happy and excited. I haven't been, I don't have to, I am happy who I am. I'm happy. Well, I just wish I had enough money to buy my house and I won't have to see Senior Psycho pants no more. I mean, I don't care to have a relationship with him, and that's just the way it is. I financially it's been tight. It's been real tight. So I do hope that, and I pray for everyone at work. Everything goes swell. Woo-hoo. So Monday we go back to work. I got to work off. I think they go in 4 hours earlier than me. They go in at 12. I got to, I'll ask management Sunday. So I'll make sure. So you all, let me tell you this. You ever work with people and they're constantly complaining? They're like little kids. You're like, goddamn, parents should have just kept them on the tit a little bit longer. Maybe they wouldn't bitch so much. I don't know. I just don't know. So we're going to be also talking about some people who I knew who lived in that haunted house. Now, I didn't talk to them about living in the haunted house. They never said it was haunted. They didn't feel it was haunted. They lost the house because this is what happened. You see, 5 years prior to them buying that house, they asked their oldest daughter, who graduated from college, was making the big bucks. You're making close to $500,000 even after taxes, and you're good with your money. You're not on drugs, and you're pretty well doing well financially. And your dad loses his job. Well, no, he more or less, he goes into what I would call scams and schemes and fast, like trying to make money quick. He did flipping houses. He did other things. And recently, his newest endeavor was here in Pahrump. And that was to buy, it was right next to Denny's. He bought this name brand rib barbecue place. And I even all heard about it. I was like, whoa, we're getting fancy here. Oh, I was really impressed. Oh, yeah. And then I heard they lived right near me. I'm like, oh boy, that was a nice spread. 10 acres. Sonny boy used to bring his friends over, and they would go in the field for hours. You just hear them having a blast. It was just great. Well, you see the reason why they were able to get their endeavors and their house and everything. Their older daughter was supplying them with all the money because they apparently every endeavor fell to shit, including the solar one, which was, I'm not getting into overpriced crap that they were trying to sell and trying to lie to their daughter and say, hey, you know what, they would go on a I all thought was crazy, a mini vacation when you were getting money from your daughter. I was blown away. My son made that money. I wouldn't touch any of it. That's his. He worked hard for it. He went to college and earned that thing. That's his money. Y'all don't need to be supplying your stuff. He's not the welfare system. So Reddit, I love reading it. I've had different accounts, and I happened to be talking to a lady who was supplying her mom, dad, and her younger siblings who were over the age of 21 now and were able-bodied. All of them were able-bodied, and they weren't working. They were just siphoning up like a leech on their daughter. I was, holy hell in a handbasket. So she gets on Reddit under a different name and she starts describing her brother and sister. By the way, they weren't skinny. They were morbidly obese. When you don't have children that don't have endeavors or goals in life, you know what happened? They turn into lazy fatties, just big blah, 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 blah. And that's what she was. Her sister was entitled and got me fired because she said she didn't like me. She could find a way to get me out. So, yeah, I got kind of, it was one of those things. I all just said, well, she all just off the crater. I tell you, she just nuttier than anything. I didn't talk to her. I thought she was wearing inappropriate. Let me explain this. When you are a big girl, you don't wear dresses that make you look 20 to 30 pounds heavier because it's accenting your blurbles, and it's making you walk funny like you got something stuck up your duppy and you just can't walk right because the dress is so GD tight. You just and you can barely breathe. Yeah, it's hilarious watching you do that. It was. And I thought everybody thought that you're trying to be a working girl because you just it was just hilarious. So she thought she was entitled. Each week she'd buy 2 or 3 dresses that were over $100 a piece. Ooh wee! I said, damn, where are you getting all this money? She all got quiet. I'm getting it from my sister. She supplies it. I get a new dress every week. Holy cow. And I all thought I had a shoe fetish. But at least I got my shoes when I could afford it. She all getting it when she's just having somebody else pay for it. So back to Reddit. I started telling this lady, are you the welfare department? Yeah, you all need to make sure those people, yeah. What you all need to do is tell them and make a stipulation. If the restaurant goes, you can be able to sell it, recoup your losses, and see what you can do with what's going on. I all didn't know that I was talking to her older sister of the entitled younger sibling who thought, she said, I'm going to go to college. Woo-hoo. Guess who's paying that one? Oh, no. Her older sister finally told her she had to get a career. So she all takes flower arrangement. How to be a florist. Mm-hmm. Now, let me tell you about that. You don't need a certification. You just need to work. So what I did is I called the floors in our area, and they were both hiring, and they were both going to train you where you could get a certificate. And I told her that. You know that? It's not like, man, you didn't get a certificate. You didn't cut the flowers the right way. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Ah. So let's get this right. Yeah, she wanted to go to school to spend somebody else's money. They told her no. Yeah, she was going to school while she was going through the thing for Pell Grant. And I said, well, that's a little more acceptable. Oh Lord, she missed work. It was just, I finally all said, how often do you go into class? You said it was online. You're always gone at class. No, I can't. I have a problem signing in. All right, let's all go and fix this up. Go get your phone. So I get her phone. She gets her phone, and I show her, and I go, no. I went to college. You have lower and higher cases. She goes, oh, I forgot that. So I got her signed in, and I'm like, okay, we got quiet time. Why don't you do your homework? So she got doing her homework. She was so excited. She said, I didn't know you went to college. I go, oh, yeah. What'd you take? Back then, being learning how to talk asshole. I do very well. I took law. I don't want to be a high-paying lawyer for, like, the families that are rich. You got money? Yeah, about $1,000 an hour. I'll make sure it's taken care of. So here I am. Yep.
There it is. Your issue.
And that's what I always say. I say this. And if you go and lie to yourself, it's good to pretend that your family members are going to come and visit you, is what my grandma used to say. She said, Omega, let me explain this. When your family comes over and you live in a shithole, and it's a nice looking shithole, it makes you look like you have a mental problem. That's what my grandma told me. Ma said, oh no, you look like you got mental things going on. Bats in the belfry. Yeah, that's not a good thing when you just keep up living like you're going to college. When you're done with college, you got to grow up, clean up your shit, and get moving on. My grandmother would have been a really good Polish type of Alexis. The thing that you talk to, the one that never answers me. My Alexis has got hearing problems, except when I'm just talking. Like now, it has actually answered me and said things back. Yeah, it's been creeping me out lately. But last time I unplugged it, my sonny boy got all pissed off. So I just said, oh hell. I messed up with something. So I'll tell you this. It's good to pretend, but if you're truly lying to yourself, let me tell you this. If you are lying to yourself, you need to sit and quit. If you're in that bad relationship and you're afraid for your life, yeah, it's about time to start saving up some money where your ex won't find it. Your ex to be won't find it. The best place, I'm going to tell you this. If you use pads, what you do is you want to rip the pad in a way where it doesn't look ripped and you can put money in there. I just giving you ideas because men don't like to touch our feminine product shit. So you all can take stuff like powder and things and you can hide your money in, but also put clues where all your money's at and how much it is, like as if it's a directions, like, 280, you know, whatever.
No,
And that's just a good way, you know. But there's just so much people lying out there. You got to be careful in the dating scene. You got men. I all got men that are so big that I'm like, Jesus Christ, did you eat my date? No, that was you. How many? Oh, 40 years ago. Jeez. Really? You doctored it up and you call us women liars? Oh, I've been fishing lately. It's like, let's see what kind of big whopper liar am I going to get. So I finally just said to Brandon, I go, I'm going to just date you. I'm just hanging 10. And I hope you have a good time with your sister and you enjoy your time. Boom, you know? And that's nice, you know. I put hearts and nights and, you know, tell them how my day's going. And that's all. I'm just too embarrassed. I would not want you all, when your house looks filthy and your kitchen is so scary that you think that you've seen something down the way crawling, it's a new life form. You all need to get your shit together because mentally it just doesn't look right. No man, no decent man gonna go, hey, yeah. Look at that. This house looks like a big shithole. Woo-woo. I'm going to really date the hell out of this woman. She's got goals to make more mess. Who the old fuck's going to want to date your crazy, dirty ass if you live in a house that's nasty? If it's nasty and you don't do fuck or shit or what, you know what? Get a psychic evaluation and tell them, hey, you know, I need to have firecracker in my asshole so I can get up and do shit. You all don't tell me about your back and shit because I had a friend who all kept his house so freaking clean and he was in a wheelchair. I can't figure that shit out. The guy was like, I swear to God, he was like a god in a wheelchair. The dude had women. We're not talking women. Oh, excuse me. Models. Not just models. Some of them were Vicky Secrets and some, you know, yeah, he was kind of like a popular dude in San Diego. Nice guy. So, you know, so you all know. Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, here's the whole thing. You guys all just bitch and winch about us and lying and cheating and you all, you know what? When I was married, I was so wondering what was going on. And then I got these weird hang up phone calls all the time. And I would go online and see people and they would say shit to other people. It was like weird. When your significant other starts playing patty cake with other people, people start to treat you different and you can feel it. It's not just a psychic feeling, you can feel the difference. You go, oh, something's off. Oh, I wonder who you know, I always used to think this. I wonder who my ex is patty caking again with, and you go, oh Lord, he all patty caking with somebody because it's just Mr. Patty Cake with this and that. It got to the point where he had the family thinking that I was, because I would always say, God, couldn't he just keep it in his pants? And he all couldn't. He's lost jobs over it. He had a really good job. He was getting paid closer to what he was making at Ford's, but Ford's he got a lot of perks though. I'm gonna be honest, he got the most perks. They paid him pretty good. He could have stayed there. He didn't want to. And I all just got tired of all the crap going on with the family and the this. I was just like, I was done. I was done with everything. I was so happy when I was divorced and I have my divorce papers. I look at them every so often and I go, that was a fuckload of the money I paid for some place. I could have gotten divorced in 2 weeks because he didn't want to let go of me. He had that power over me. He loved it. Yep. Just like my uncle. When my daddy died, boy, he was running over, you know, wanting to know about cars for his stepkids who were just, it's like, you all just don't know it. His wife is such a lying She got more faces than the doll that you spin around with faces, man. I don't know what face I'm going to get. So I don't talk to my uncle no more. I'm afraid he's going to psychoanalyze me and tell me some BS I don't care to hear. I don't care to see him no more. He stabbed me all in the back. You know, he sold my daddy's house for like pennies on the dollar. Because if you could go, all you have to do is go in the records and you find out how much it is. Most of the houses in that area, I would say that, well, excluding the one house next door, the one lady, she all get, my daddy told me that his wife kept, and I thought it was a BS story, but I think they were just bad with money, so they decided to take a beautiful Queen Anne style house and they made it into a half apartment. That's what it was in the 80s. And in the 90s, they decided, well, they were going to make it 2 apartments. So they got 3 apartments now, and they have all these rental things, and it's just never enough money for them. It is what it is. And it kind of makes your property value when you have renters like that. It does bring your property a bit down, but come on, the guy behind us who has a lot that's like a sliver, kid you not, it's a long ass sliver, and he all paid $160 back in the 80s, and that was like almost $200,000. And he paid for that, and that's right next to on stage. Shit, I just thought that, man, they came in and swooped in like vultures. That's what they reminded me. I hope to God. See, I said, Grandma, you know what? I'm really just tired. She goes, you know what? You need to clean up your room because your cousins come over. They'll be making fun of you. They'll be calling you they'll be making fun of you, calling you dirty, and all kinds of other names. I'm not even going to go with that. I'm like, oh, crap. So we're almost done here. I hope you enjoyed the show. Yeah, I grew up where there was a place you put things where they belonged. That's how it always went with my family. You never went to school and your bed was unmade. Your bed was always made before you went to school. What I did is I just had a certain way I folded everything, and I would put it because boy, if I had to remake it, is a pain in the ass. It was the way the bedding was back then. It was like, well, when you're 8, it's different when you're an adult. My grandparents helped raise me while my dad was in Michigan, so. Oh, and I love my grandparents. I'd stay there. I had my own room. I had everything I wanted, and then some. I wanted to stay with my grandparents. I really did. I would have been happy just graduating from Fulton High School. It was right across the street from my grandma's house, right across the street from what my father used to say, across the street over the Colton High School football where they had played for years and years. There was gallows there. My dad showed me where they were. I know where they were. In fact, there's times I went and got up in my grandparents' house and looked, and it would be foggy and stuff, and I'd see them. I'd see like remnants, like, you see like certain things, and you're like, wow, that's fucking cool. I tell my dad, oh, you see those too? Yeah, it's like ghost images. And it's amazing. I bet you if they were to go, if a ghost crew would go out there, I bet you if they did heat energy, I bet you they'd find where the gallows were once stood. I bet you they would. It was an amazing, childhood to live there because I was so lucky to go to play video games at the Western place where my boyfriend was, and I would help them and over at the video store. I'd get to play free and I'd help people out and stuff. They were like so grateful. They were like, when I left, I was leaving for, going back to school and stuff. They were very nice people, hardworking. But that summer I didn't know I met Keanu Reeves. He had his girlfriend there. I was busy doing my shit playing Tempest. And they were filming Bill and Ted. That I end up loving. That movie was my to-go for I'm having a bad day. I miss California. I miss my family. I miss my family so deeply. There was times I just wish that I can go there and be with them, because it just got to the point where, I felt trapped in my marriage. Of when you're married to someone who's a constant victim, they're constantly victimized. I can't keep a job type thing. Yeah, getting to work on time is really hard, and 5 days a week is a plus. But it would start out at 5. About a month later, he'd be calling in once a week, and then by the time he got to 3 days a week, he'd already be canned. I already knew it. That's how it just went. It just is what it is. There's some people that, he said it was because of, this is before he went overseas. So it is what it is. You guys have a good one. Join me again. Thank you so very much. All right. I got to finish cleaning. Oh, gosh.